in the last class, okay, in the last class we have discussed about the electron emission and the photoelectric effect. Okay, in today's class we shall learn about experimental results of photoelectric effect. Experimental results or the observations of this photoelectric effect. So last class we have studied what is this photoelectric effect. What is photoelectric effect? Photoelectric effect means the process of emission of electrons when radiation of suitable frequency is incident on the metal surface, thereby producing current. So this effect, this phenomenon is called as photoelectric effect. And we have also seen the experimental arrangement. Okay, here the radiation of suitable frequency is incident on this photosensitive plate. It is a photosensitive plate. When radiation is incident, electrons are emitted, and these electrons are they are attracted towards this anode or the collector, which is at positive potential. It attracts the electrons and hence current flows. Okay, the electrons which are emitted here are called as what? Photoelectrons. And the current which flows here due to the photoelectrons is called as photoelectric current. So now let us learn what are the experimental observations or experimental results of this photoelectric effect. Okay, the first one is photoelectric effect. First experimental result is photoelectric effect is an instantaneous process. The first observation or the result is photoelectric effect is an instantaneous process. So instantaneous process means what? Instantaneous process, what we understand by this word instantaneous process? Instantaneous process means as soon as the radiation of suitable frequency is incident, the photoelectrons are emitted as soon as the radiation falls on the metallic surface. There is no time gap or no time delay between the incident radiation, between the incident radiation and the photoelectrons. Okay, so thus we say that photoelectric effect is an instantaneous process, no time gap. So there is no time gap. So there is no time gap between the incident radiation and the photoelectrons emitted from the metallic surface. There is no apparent time gap. The time gap is not apparent. That if the time delay is there, it is very, very small. There is a very small time delay of the nanosecond. So this is the first experimental result. Second experimental result. Last class we have already mentioned about the threshold frequency. Threshold frequency. So second experimental result is nothing but it refers to the threshold frequency of the radiation. If threshold frequency of radiation is not incident on the metal surface, no photoelectric effect, no photoelectric emission takes place. For example, zinc, metals like zinc, cadmium and magnesium, all these show photoelectric effect. All these metals show photoelectric effect for ultraviolet radiation. If we take zinc, magnesium and cadmium, all these metals they show the photoelectric effect only for the frequency of ultraviolet radiation. Okay, the minimum frequency should be of ultraviolet radiation. Suppose if we use visible light, or infrared radiation, means the frequency below the ultraviolet radiation, then photoelectric effect is not possible for these metals. Photoelectric effect is not possible for these kind of metals. For alkali metals like sodium, potassium, visible light, the minimum threshold frequency should be in the visible region. Next, the third experimental result is effect of intensity of the radiation, on photoelectric current. So we can say radiation or the incident radiation here. Effect of intensity of the incident radiation on the photoelectric current. So what do we know about the intensity? What do you mean by this intensity of the radiation? So we know that radiation has the energy. Okay, the energy emitted out by the radiation, or the energy of the radiation falling on the surface per unit area, per unit time. Intensity is nothing but energy of the radiation per unit area, per unit time is called as intensity of the radiation, or otherwise, okay, energy by time is known as power. Okay, power per unit area is also called as intensity of the radiation. Okay, so if we keep the frequency of the radiation constant means we are using only one frequency greater than the threshold frequency. So for the given frequency, how does the current varies with that of the intensity? Okay, if we increase the intensity of the radiation, if the intensity of the falling radiation increases, then the current also increases. So if we plot the graph of intensity of the radiation versus the current versus the photoelectric current, small I capitalize the intensity, small I is the photoelectric current. If we plot the graph of the intensity capital I versus photoelectric current small I, then we get a straight line. straight line passing through the origin, it clearly shows that it is clear that photoelectric current is directly proportional to intensity of the radiation. So how we are increasing the intensity? Okay, for example, here we have a source, okay, source of some power, some intensity like 10 watt per meter square, 10 watt per meter square. Then we get some current, So if we use another source, of some other intensity, with the increase in intensity, as intensity increases, current increases. If we use higher and higher intensity sources, then the current increases. Or otherwise, if we are not using different sources, so if we use only one source, intensity can be changed by changing the distance between this source and this photosensitive plate C. By varying the distance also, we can vary the intensity. If intensity increases, then current also, photoelectric current also increases. So next experimental result is effect of the potential difference, or the anode potential. Okay, this is the anode potential. Here we know that two electrodes are maintained at potential difference. They are connected to a battery. Anode, this plate is called as, this collector plate is anode. It is connected to the positive of the battery. If we change the anode potential, then photoelectric current also changes. Fourth is So let us see how the photoelectric current is going to change with respect to this anode potential. Okay, let us understand it both experimentally and graphically. Let us represent it graphically. So taking anode potential, let V be the anode potential. And small I be the current. Okay, here the frequency of radiation is again same. We have taken the same frequency of radiation. Now for a given frequency of radiation and the intensity of the incident radiation, okay, how this current is going to change, with respect to anode potential. Okay, this is the anode potential here. As we have seen, this anode is connected to positive potential. If anode potential increases, if the anode potential, that is the positive potential of the anode increases, the current, photoelectric current also increases. If we gradually increase, if anode potential increases gradually, photoelectric current also increases. Okay, why it increases? Why the current increases? Because photoelectrons are negatively charged particles. This anode is at positive potential, so it attracts the photoelectrons. And if we increase the positive potential, this positive potential of the anode, then the current also increases, because it attracts more number of electrons, more number of photoelectrons. So as anode potential increases, current also increases, and hence becomes maximum, it reaches a maximum value. And this maximum value of the current is called as saturation current. This value of the current, maximum value of the current is called as saturation current. Why it becomes maximum? The photoelectric current I becomes maximum because all of the photoelectrons reach the anode. All of the photoelectrons reach the anode. When all of the photoelectrons reach the anode, the current becomes maximum. And here we notice that even though the potential is 0, suppose if the potential is 0, anode potential, okay, if anode potential is 0, the current is not 0. There is some value of the photoelectric current. Why? Because the radiation falls on this. Photoelectrons are emitted. As radiation falls on the metal surface, photoelectrons are emitted. Photoelectrons are emitted, which constitute photoelectric current, So we observe that with the increase in the anode potential, current increases and reaches a maximum value. Suppose if the anode potential, if this anode potential is made, negative, if we decrease the anode potential, if the value of the potential decreases, what happens to the current? As anode potential decreases, okay, we can decrease the anode potential below 0. How we can decrease the anode potential below 0? By making it negative, by making this anode potential negative, reversing the battery, we make the anode potential negative, okay. As the anode potential decreases below 0, that is called as negative potential or the retarding potential. Retarding potential means negative potential of the anode. Okay, if the anode potential decreases, it becomes negative. Current does not become 0 immediately. It decreases. Current starts decreasing. Current starts decreasing. Why the current decreases here? See, because current here decreases, as anode potential decreases, current decreases because this anode is now at negative potential. Okay, we have made this anode potential. Suppose if we reverse this one, make this negative and make this positive, now it becomes negative. Anode potential, when it becomes negative, it will repel the electrons. It exerts retarding force. On the photoelectrons. Tries to stop the photoelectrons reaching the anode. Thus the photoelectric current decreases as the anode potential decreases. And at some retarding potential, the current becomes 0. At some particular value, at some value of the anode potential, negative potential. So if it becomes more and more negative, if this becomes more and more negative, okay, it will repel, it will exert more retarding force, then the current becomes 0. So this value of the potential is called as stopping potential. It is known as stopping potential. Current decreases means here even though anode potential is made 0, current is going to decrease. Why there is a current there? Current is there because some photoelectrons having the more energy, because more energetic photoelectrons, they overcome the retarding force and reach the anode. more energetic photoelectrons can reach the anode. That's why the current, that's why we get a very less current here, very less current here. All the photoelectrons do not have same energy here. All the photoelectrons do not have same energy. Some photoelectrons which have more energy are able to reach the anode and get, which constitute the current which is less, on decreasing. Current goes on decreasing and finally becomes 0. So the potential at which the current becomes 0, is called as stopping potential. So this is the stopping potential or the cutoff potential at which the current becomes 0. So this is the nature of the graph. This is the variation of, this is the effect of anode potential on the photoelectric current. You can write the explanation as, with the increase in the anode potential, that is positive anode potential, the photoelectric current I also increases. The increase in anode potential, say let us denote it as V. With the increase in the anode potential V, the photoelectric current also increases and reaches a maximum value. That maximum value is called as saturation current. So next, with a decrease in V, with the decrease in the anode potential, okay, if we decrease the anode potential, the current decreases, photoelectric current decreases, finally it becomes 0. Where it becomes 0? At the value of stopping potential. So we have to mention it, the value of negative potential of anode. So this is important. Okay, stopping potential, the value of the negative potential of anode or the retarding potential at which the current becomes 0. Is called stopping potential. So this stopping potential is important in the measure of the maximum kinetic energy of the photoelectrons, because we see here that if the anode potential, if it is made negative, okay, the current starts decreasing. Even though anode potential is made negative, immediately it does not become 0, because there are some more energetic photoelectrons which constitute the current, more energetic photoelectrons which reach the anode. Okay, when the retarding potential, when the potential reaches this stopping potential, when it becomes stopping potential, at stopping potential, even the maximum kinetic energy, maximum or the most energetic electrons are also stopped. At the stopping potential, most energetic electrons are also stopped. Okay, so by this stopping potential, we can know what is the maximum kinetic energy of the photoelectrons. So this is the fourth result. in the fourth result only we can say this stopping potential is used to determine, it is used to determine, or it's a measure of the kinetic energy of the photoelectrons, maximum kinetic energy of the photoelectrons. How we can know the maximum kinetic energy of the photoelectrons? See, when the electrons are completely stopped by the stopping potential, completely stopped from reaching the anode, then the electrons, the kinetic energy of the electrons, the maximum kinetic energy of the electrons, electrons are going to acquire the potential energy due to the stopping potential, energy due to the stopping potential. We can say at stopping potential the maximum kinetic energy becomes the maximum potential, becomes the potential energy of the photoelectrons, and we know that the potential energy of the charge, is given as product of charge Q into potential, Q into V. Okay, here what is the charge of the photoelectron? It is E. And the potential at which it is stopped, it is V naught. So maximum kinetic energy is equal to E into V naught at stopping potential. So further we know that kinetic energy is given as half mv square, half mv max square is equal to E into V naught. So thus stopping potential is a measure of the maximum kinetic energy or maximum velocity of the photoelectrons. So this fourth result, this experiment is performed for some intensity, say I1. Now if the same experiment, if the experiment is repeated for other intensities, for other higher intensities, the nature of the graph is same, but if intensity increases, as we already discussed in previous result, that intensity increases means current also increases. So this is at higher intensity I2, and further decreasing as current decreases, as anode potential decreases, current is also going to decrease. Stopping potential is independent of intensity. It is observed here that the stopping potential is same, whatever may be the intensity. Okay, if intensity changes, only the value of the saturation current, maximum current changes. However, the value of stopping potential remains same. Value of the stopping potential remains same for any intensities. So this is, and this graph, this is the experiment done for frequency, for the given frequency of radiation, say nu. Effect of frequency on the stopping potential. If we are denoting frequency by nu, effect of frequency on the stopping potential V naught. What is the effect? What is the effect of frequency on the stopping potential? So in the previous graph, in the previous result, we have seen that, okay, anode potential versus photoelectric current I for some intensity, okay, current increases with increase in anode potential, reaches a maximum, and decreasing the anode potential, it decreases and becomes 0. So this is the stopping potential. So now if we perform this experiment, if the experiment is repeated for same intensity but for different frequency of radiation, for same intensity and different frequency of radiation, and different frequencies of Then what happens to the stopping potential? Let us look at what is the effect of these frequencies on the stopping potential. So suppose alkali metals show a photoelectric effect. Alkali metals show photoelectric effect for visible light. So if we are using the different frequencies of the visible light consists of frequencies Vibgayar, colors violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. So these frequencies are there in the visible light. So alkali metals like sodium, potassium show the photoelectric effect for the visible light. So if we are using green color, if we use green frequency of green, frequency of blue, frequency of violet or frequency of red, then what happens to the stopping potential? It is observed that as frequency increases, see here, red has the least frequency and violet has the more frequency. So if we go on increasing the frequency, if we increase the frequency, the energy of the radiation also increases. Energy of the radiation increases. When energy of the radiation increases, okay, maximum kinetic, the energy of the photoelectrons also increases. When energy of the photoelectrons increases, stopping potential also increases. So if this is the graph, if this is the stopping potential at some frequency, say nu1, so this is the value of stopping potential V01. So if you perform the experiment for any other frequency, suppose if you have done it for red and now we are doing it for green is a higher frequency, then as frequency increases, so this is the stopping potential V01. So if we are using higher frequency, the stopping potential also increases. Means negative potential, retarding negative potential becomes more and more negative. Further, if we take any other higher frequencies, say nu3, like violet color having higher frequency, then also the stopping potential goes on increasing. So this is the effect of frequency on the stopping potential. For the same intensity and different frequency of incident radiation, the stopping potential V0 becomes more negative. For higher frequency. For higher frequencies, that is, if frequency nu1, sorry, we have taken the frequency nu1, nu2 and nu3. If nu3 is a higher frequency greater than second frequency, which is greater than frequency 1, then corresponding stopping potentials are also large, means they become more and more negative. So this is the fifth experimental result. So here frequencies, we are using higher frequencies, means the energy of the radiation is increasing. Energy of the radiation is increasing means the stopping potential also increases. Stopping potential increases because energy of the photoelectrons, as we have seen that energy of the maximum kinetic energy of photoelectrons is given as E into V0. V0 increases Okay, V naught, it exerts more and more retarding potential. If energy of the photoelectrons is more, means anode should exert more and more retarding force. So this V naught is also more. Note number 1. Okay, the first note is the current, photoelectric current depends on the intensity of the radiation. The photoelectric current depends on the intensity of the radiation. If I is the photoelectric current and capital I is the intensity, so current depends on the intensity of the radiation. Second, the kinetic energy of the photoelectrons, kinetic energy of the photoelectrons and the stopping potential are independent of intensity of the radiation. They do not depend on the intensity of the radiation. However, they depend on the frequency of radiation, frequency of the incident radiation. The value of K and V naught depends on as the frequencies are increasing, the value of the stopping potential increases and kinetic energy also increases. So the kinetic energy and V naught increases with increase in if frequency increases, kinetic energy and the stopping potential also increase. Next is Einstein's explanation. So before we go to the Einstein's explanation for the photoelectric effect, okay, Einstein the photoelectric effect phenomenon cannot be explained on the wave theory of light. Cannot be explained on the wave theory of light. The wave theory of light fails to explain the phenomenon of the photoelectric effect. Now, what is the failure? Why does the wave theory fails to explain the photoelectric effect? The first reason is that we know that according to wave theory, the radiation travels in the form of wave, and their energy is distributed, it is continuously, uniformly distributed over the wave. Now, as the radiation falls on the metal surface, so this energy, there is continuous absorption of the energy, and suppose if we increase a wave, okay, if we increase the intensity of the wave, okay, when we are increasing the intensity of wave according to wave theory, okay, the energy of the wave depends on the amplitude and intensity. So if you are increasing the intensity, kinetic energy should also increase. But here we have already seen in the experimental result that kinetic energy is independent of intensity of radiation. Whatever is the intensity of the radiation, kinetic energy of the photoelectron does not increase. That only the current increases. The kinetic energy of the photoelectron does not depend on the intensity. But in wave theory, it is explained that as we increase this amplitude, the intensity of the wave, and the intensity of the energy radiation increases, thereby kinetic energy increases, which is contradiction to the observed experimental result. So that is the first failure. First failure is kinetic energy increases with increasing intensity. So this is according to wave theory. So this contradicts. So which is contradiction. Which is contradiction to the experimental result. So second is, okay, if suppose we know that in the experimental result we have seen that threshold frequency is must for a photoelectric effect. If there is no threshold frequency, however, how much ever we increase the intensity of radiation, how much ever we increase the intensity of the radiation, the photoelectric phenomenon is not observed. For example, as I already said, zinc shows photoelectric effect for ultraviolet radiation. The minimum threshold frequency should be of ultraviolet radiation. If we use visible light, zinc does not show photoelectric effect. So according to wave theory, irrespective of the frequency, irrespective of frequencies, if intensity increases, if intensity of the light increases, then the kinetic energy or the electron emission should occur, photoelectric effect should occur, which contradicts it contradicts the existence of or the definition of threshold frequency. So next reason for the failure of the theory is next reason is that as wave is continuously distributed, when it is falling on a metal plate, the energy absorption also takes place. Energy absorption of the radiation takes place. Electrons absorb the energy. So the electrons take some time. Because the energy of the radiation is continuously distributed. When it falls on the metal plate, okay, electrons take some time to absorb the energy and get emitted, to absorb the energy from this radiation and emit from the surface. But that is not true. This is contradiction to the one more very first experimental result, that photoelectric effect is instantaneous process. The third failure is electrons take some time for emission. Means there is a time delay in the emission of the electrons, in the electron emission. But however, we have seen the first experimental result that there is no time delay. Time delay is of only the nanosecond. No time, apparent time delay, no time gap between the incident radiation and the electron emission. It is an instantaneous process. So these are the points, these are the reasons why the wave theory has failed. Wave theory has failed to explain the photoelectric effect. Means you cannot explain photoelectric effect based on wave theory. So next is Einstein's explanation. Einstein explanation for photoelectric effect. Einstein gave in 1905. So Einstein gave the proper explanation for the photoelectric effect. How Einstein gave the explanation? What basis that Einstein explained the photoelectric effect? The first is Einstein stated that this photoelectric effect is based on a quantum theory of radiation. So explanation, Einstein's explanation, it is based on the explanation of Einstein is based on quantum theory of radiation or the quantum theory of radiation or the Planck's quantum theory. Now what does this quantum theory of radiation explain? Quantum theory of radiation explains that the radiation, radiation is made up of tiny packets of energy. Radiation is made up of composed of or made up of tiny packets of energy. Tiny packets of energy called as the photons. Photons. He coined the word called as photon. Means radiation or the light is made up of photons. Light is made up of photon. Radiation is made up of photons, or we call it as quanta. Each quantum, if we take only one quantum, it is called as photon. Quanta is plural, quantum is the singular word for the photon, for the quanta. So radiation is composed of packets of energy called as photons. Okay. The energy of each photon is given by E is equal to h into nu. Because the radiation is having some frequency. Nu is the frequency of the radiation. Nu is the frequency of radiation, and energy of the photons depends on the frequency, and it is given as, according to Planck's theory, it is given as E is equal to h nu, where h is called as Planck's constant, whose value is 6.626 into 10 raised minus 34 joules second. 6.626 and 10 to 10 raised minus 34 joules second, and nu is frequency of the radiation. So this is the energy of one single photon. If there are n number of photons, then the energy is given as E is equal to nh nu. Just you have to multiply the number of photons there. So these photons are nothing but the tiny packets or the discrete packets of energy. So this is the first explanation given by the Einstein. So second explanation is that the photoelectric effect is nothing but photon electron interaction. The phenomenon of photoelectric effect is nothing but the photon electron interaction. So whenever we say light falls on the metal surface, this is the metal surface, light is falling. Light is falling means here the photons are falling. Photons, when they fall on the metal surface, electrons absorb the energy of the photons. Electrons absorb the energy of the photons and are emitted. So it is a interaction of the photon and the electron. Interaction between the photon and electron. Third explanation is that it is in accordance with the law of conservation of energy. So Einstein's whatever gave the explanation for this photoelectric effect, it is in accordance with the conservation of energy. Light radiation, so radiation is falling. That radiation, when it falls on the metal surface, electrons are emitted. In photoelectric effect, we have seen that radiation energy is converted into electrical energy. So in accordance with the conservation of the energy. Fourth explanation is that we know that whenever radiation is falling on a metal surface, the energy of the radiation falling on the metal surface, we know that energy of the radiation is given by, energy of the photon is given by E is equal to h nu. This energy, this incident energy of this photon, incident energy of the photon or the radiation is used up for two purpose. It is used up for two purpose. That is, a part of the energy, part of the radiation or the part of the energy of the radiation or the photon is used as a work function, of the metal, and remaining goes as kinetic energy, of the photoelectrons. Here energy is falling here. Some part of it is used as a electron work function, some part of it is used as work function, means for the electron to come out or emit from the surface, and when electrons come out from the surface they possess energy. It is the remaining energy goes as kinetic energy of the photoelectrons. So the total energy incident is work function of the metal plus kinetic energy of the photoelectrons. Further, we know that energy of the photon or the radiation is what? E is equal to h nu. So energy incident is given as h nu is equal to, okay, W is the work function. Work function, minimum energy comes from the frequency itself. Okay, minimum frequency, that is threshold frequency. The work function is given as, again it is according to the formula h nu, it is h into nu naught. So work function is h into nu naught. So substituting here, h nu naught plus kinetic energy. H nu is the energy of the incident radiation. Work function, minimum energy, W is the work function. Incident radiation is used as work function, which is minimum energy. Minimum energy is equal to h nu naught. Okay, where nu naught is called as threshold frequency. Nu naught is called as threshold frequency, and this equation is called as Einstein's equation of photoelectric effect. So let us consider the Einstein's photoelectric equation. H nu is equal to h nu naught plus, that is work function of the metal, and maximum kinetic energy of the photoelectrons. From this we can write the kinetic energy of the photoelectrons as h nu minus h nu naught. H nu minus h nu naught. Further, taking h common, h nu minus nu naught. Now suppose let us discuss from this explanation itself. We can say based on the values of nu and nu naught, we can say whether the photoelectric effect is possible or not using the equation. So suppose if nu is greater than nu naught, what is nu and nu naught? Those are frequencies. If nu is greater than nu naught, means nu means what? Energy of the radiation falling on the metal surface. Nu means what? Frequency of the radiation falling on the surface. If the frequency of the radiation falling on the surface is greater than threshold frequency nu naught, greater than the threshold frequency nu naught, then okay, if it is greater, if nu is greater than nu naught, then kinetic energy, this equation becomes, kinetic energy becomes what? It has positive, it becomes positive. Kinetic energy, the value of kinetic energy is positive, means, it means what? This is possible, this is a photoelectric emission is possible. If incident frequency is greater than threshold frequency, means photoelectric emission is possible. Photoelectric emission is possible. We get the maximum value of the kinetic energy of the photoelectrons. Next, second, if nu is equal to nu naught, if incident frequency is equal to threshold frequency, if nu is equal to nu naught, and substitute in this equation, then kinetic energy becomes 0. Kinetic energy becomes 0. Energy of the photoelectrons becomes 0 means as soon when the frequency of the radiation is equal to threshold frequency, that is nothing but minimum energy is falling. Energy of the radiation, if the kinetic energy becomes equal means whatever the energy is incident, it will be equal to the work function. Equal to work function means it is just enough to emit the electron, just electrons are emitted. It is equal to the work function of the metal. Then third, if nu is less than nu naught, if the incident frequency is less than the threshold frequency, then in this equation if we substitute nu less than nu naught, then kinetic energy becomes, the value of kinetic energy becomes negative. Negative means, okay, radiation less than threshold frequency, radiation or the frequency less than the threshold frequency will not cause any photoelectric emission. Photoelectric effect is not possible. It is not possible. Kinetic energy is equal to h nu minus h nu naught can be represented graphically. So taking the frequency on the x-axis, how the kinetic energy of the photoelectron depends on the frequency of the radiation, okay. If we observe this equation, so if we consider this equation, kinetic energy is equal to h nu minus h nu naught. If we observe this equation is of the form this equation is of the form y is equal to mx plus c. Y is equal to mx plus c, nothing but the equation of the straight line, equation of the straight line with the slope m, with slope m and intercept c, intercept c. Okay, here if we observe this one, observe this equation, it is having a negative intercept of h nu naught, minus h nu naught. Okay, and slope m is equal to h, slope m is equal to h. So it represents, this equation is nothing but a straight line, straight line. So as frequency increases, kinetic energy increases, and from this equation we observe that it is a straight line, having a negative intercept of h nu naught, and slope, if we find the slope of the straight line, the slope of the straight line is equal to m, which is equal to h, So this is the graphical representation of this kinetic energy, graphical representation, how the kinetic energy varies with that of the frequency. And C, this is nothing but intercept C. So these are the, this is about the Einstein's explanation for the photoelectric effect. So this completes the Einstein's explanation for photoelectric effect.